channel that is full of content that is going to change a number of people's lives, including you. Welcome to this week's episode where I am going to talk about relationships. So now I know the first thing that will come into mind when I talk about relationships would be like, he's going to talk about a couple goals relationship and all those things. Although I don't have much experience on that section as yet, but it's highly unrelated to that. So I'm just going to talk about the importance of relationships with individuals. So when God created us, He made it a point that He doesn't create a singular human being. Even though He created one man, but He made it a point. He told them to reproduce so that there can be a number of people on earth, so that they can live in conjunction with each other. That is why when you pray to God to ask for help, what God does, he actually uses another human being to give you the help that you kind of like need. So that is why I'm going to talk about 4 things today. I'm going to talk about the importance of having healthy relationships. Secondly, how to create healthy relationships. Thirdly, how to maintain healthy relationship. And lastly, the benefits of a healthy relationship. So how to create healthy relationships. I have kind of noticed that in all the years I have developed healthy relationships, and I have seen the importance of healthy relationships. So now the importance and the benefits of healthy relationships can be in conjunction with each other, but they're not pretty much similar. So now the importance of having healthy relationships is that firstly, you are not alone on this earth. Everything that you do is totally based on you. At the end of the day, you have to find yourself, and at the end of the day, you have to support yourself. But you are not actually living alone on this earth. So I remember I posted a video earlier that talks about the strategies that you can use, since this is pretty much a visionary year. Which one of them was to understand that you are on your own, but now you need to understand that you are not alone. So there's a difference between being on your own and being alone. So now the importance of having healthy relationship is understanding that you are actually not alone in this earth. You need to live with people. There is a time where you will need people. There is a time where you will need. So there's a friend of mine who I actually was asking advice, and I was like, it's so funny how I can actually advise people, but when it's time for me to think outside the box to help myself, it becomes difficult. I need other people to help me. I need other people to advise me. His response was like, no matter how much of a good doctor you can be, you will always need others when you are sick. So that's what I actually realized, the importance of having healthy relationships. Number 1, you can get advices. Number 2, you can get help. When there's a funeral, we need people to help us to bury the corpse, right? We need people to help us with cooking. That is why there are societies and all those things. They are actually made by healthy relationships, but if we do not have healthy relationships, we cannot bury people on our own. If we do not have healthy relationships, who is going to take care of us when we are sick? Because when you are sick, lying or laying on your bed, there is no one to help you if you are all alone. So that is why you need to understand that you are not alone actually on this earth. You might be on your own, but you are not alone. Therefore, it is important to maintain, to develop, or to have healthy relationships with people. Number 1, with your parents. Number 2, with your siblings. Number 3, with your friends. Number 4, with people around your community, your neighbors. It is important to have healthy relationships. That's cool. It is important to have healthy relationships. Wherever you are, it is important to have healthy relationships. How to develop healthy relationships? I think I should move along. How to develop healthy relationships, how to create healthy relationships. So now it depends. Normally we might think that by virtue of us living at home with our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, fathers, we are actually having healthy relationships. But if you realize, most unhealthy relationships develop at home from the people that are pretty much around us, because we do not understand each other, because we do not know each other very well, which is one of the key things that we need to understand when we are developing healthy relationships. The first thing it is we need to know that we are different individuals. So that's what I have realized, as I grow, as I kind of have more relationships with people, I have realized that actually I have understood that people are different as much as, so for example, I like Coke Zero and you find that someone else likes like Sprite or likes Coke straight. Whenever we reach a point of buying food, you get to reach a certain point of compromising so that the other person might be happy at that time. And the next time you guys buy something again and you are going to share it, this time around you buy your own preferences. So it is always key and it's always important to understand that the other individual is totally different from you. I don't know if I'm pretty much making sense, but yeah, if you can understand that we are all different human beings, what I like won't be something that you as a viewer like, and what you like might not be something that I like. We might have similarities, but that doesn't mean we are the same. So when you create healthy relationships, so wait, firstly before I can move on, so now when you develop healthy relationships, you understand the other person, you understand that they're different. So at home, my mother, father, sisters, so that I live with all, okay, and my niece. So I understood that my mother likes tea, right? And then I understood that my father likes energy drinks, the one that I like. I understand that my sister, my older sister, doesn't speak much. I understand that my little sister likes to speak, but at times doesn't know how to speak. So now with my mother, whenever I come home from school, I make sure that I make her tea because she likes it. Each and every time she comes back from work, I kind of make her tea because that's what she likes. And then when I'm with my father, what I do, when I buy energy drinks, I buy two and then I give him one. If maybe, let's say I don't have much money at that time, or fiat money to buy two, I buy one and then we share it. And then with my older sister, knowing that she doesn't like to speak a lot, I like to look for topics that kind of like interest her. We're talking about the future, we're talking about past experiences. And then with my little sister, I talk about everything, all the things that interest her, all the things that pretty much interest her. You find that she likes this type of a series, she doesn't like this type of a series, she likes these movies and all those things. All these things we speak with my sister about. My little sister. So basically, I have a healthy relationship with everyone at home. Well, as for my niece, she's still young. She hasn't yet turned a year as yet. So there's nothing much I can say or do to her, but I realized some of the things that she liked. So basically, you learn about the other individual more than about yourself. So basically, you kind of remove yourself out of the picture. You are not being selfless, but you are building a relationship with someone else. So now this also applies with other individuals. As I go, I kind of realized that actually I meet a lot of people. So I meet a lot of people at church, I meet a lot of people at school, I meet a lot of people along the way, I meet a lot of people at restaurants, I meet a lot of people, and then when we exchange numbers and then when we start talking, I study the person. I was still telling people on my WhatsApp that, apparently I know all of you, how we met, what you like, based on how we have spoken or what you have posted in the past few months or years. So whenever that happens, I can always be able to build new relationships because I am able to learn about the other individuals. Now, how to maintain healthy relationships. That is key. So now, knowing that you have developed it and you have identified that this is the type of a person who likes this and does not like that, you have to be able to be aware that you do not do the things that they do not like. You do not do the things that they hate. You are more cautious and you do the things that they like. But at the same time, you are not necessarily neglecting yourself, because sometimes personalities clash, and that doesn't mean that you need to put yourself aside. So basically, that's the key thing. You need to understand that dislikes and all those things. Number two, you need to understand that people change. And when people change, you need to be able to detect the change that they're actually making, whether you like it or not. But if if the changes doesn't affect your relationship, you can also be able to adapt to their changes. You can also adapt to the things that they like now, the things that they don't like now. So basically, you don't stick on, this person is like this, this person is like that. No, you try to keep the same basis that you guys can actually work upon. Right? So number two, how to keep healthy relationships or maintain. You need to communicate, guys. You need to communicate with your friends. You need to communicate with the people that you live with. You need to always communicate, because if you do not communicate how you feel, you will always put your feelings aside, and then you always take care of this other person's feelings. And then if the other person doesn't talk about the things that you do and they do not like and all those things, you guys cannot maintain a healthy relationship. And it is always key to maintain a healthy relationship, because the benefits rely on maintaining the healthy relationship. With the number of people that I have met, they're very different from each other, a lot different, and you find that the way I behave from this person is totally different from the way I behave from the other person, because all these individuals are actually different from each other. So I don't know if I kind of like made sense on that, but it is important to maintain healthy relationships by constantly knowing that these people along the way, they change, along the way they like things, they dislike things, and all those things. So you need to communicate, you need to be aware of the changes that happen in their lives. So now let's talk about the benefits of healthy relationships. So guys, I'm a very busy person. I have few organizations that I'm actually running. I have few businesses that I'm actually taking place in. I'm a very busy young person. So you find that along the way there are things that I do not know how to do. I normally call myself a jack of all trades. I'm not saying master of none, but I master everything that I do. So there's a time where I find that actually I don't understand 1, 2, and 5. Actually, I don't understand this. And based on my healthy relationships, I can necessarily be able to detect or identify an individual that can actually help me in this particular thing. So for example, in high school, I used to be very good in maths. The reason why I say used to is because it's been years since I last did it. So even at people, they send me questions. Spark, can you help us with this question and all those things? And then I try to use my former knowledge, but I'm not as good as I used to, because I haven't kept up. I haven't been consistent with practicing maths. And so you find that now I'm not doing those questions, I get stuck. I'll be like, okay, there's someone who's very good with maths, and then I'm able to ask that person because I have a good relationship with that person. Number one, I've been honest with the person. Number two, I've kept with the changes with this person. Number three, I never judged the person. Number four, we try to communicate on at least daily basis, if not at least twice a week, so that we can keep up with each other. So now when I ask a favor, they don't feel like you remember us when you actually need something. So basically, number one, you can ask favors. Yeah, you can actually ask favors when you have healthy relationships. Number two, you can get support, guys. As I've started this YouTube channel, I've seen support from various individuals because of the healthy relationships we have. And you find that most of them are the one who kind of like encouraged me to start a YouTube channel because of the content I always carry. Whenever they come to me with questions, whenever they come to me with advice-seeking scenarios, I am able to give best advices at the time. And by so doing that, it creates trust, it creates healthy relationships, and it also maintains healthy relationships. So those benefits, you also get support. Number four, You also get opportunities from healthy relationships. So I once posted on Facebook about, rather than waiting for new opportunities, you have to create them. And in part of the points that I mentioned in creating new opportunities is to be able to be always ready to learn. So now if you have perfect okay, they can't be perfect because we're not similar, but if you have healthy relationships with people, they can be able to teach you new things. They can be able to teach you things that will actually help you improve your life. So I kind of like began investing a few months ago. Okay, so I've been doing accounting, but I've never been into like investing and stuff. I have this one friend who's very good. I call him the next Warren Buffett. That guy is so good. Is so good in investment, such that everything that he says, the way he analyzes a company and all those things, when I ask him to help me in those things, he helps me, and then he pushes me to the next level that I need to actually be constantly updating myself with all the sales documents that the company release. He just pushes me to the next level. All of that really because of the healthy relationship we have with each other. Not necessarily because we talk when we know, we talk. How's the family, man? And all those things. We maintain the healthy relationship. So now I've spoke about 4 things regarding healthy relationships. Firstly, the importance of developing healthy relationships. Number 2, how to develop healthy relationships. Number 3, how to maintain healthy relationships. And the 4th one, the benefits of having healthy relationships. So guys, I hope you understood and you enjoyed this content, and that you will be able to use it and create healthy relationships, because this is life. You might not need me now currently, but you find that 10 years down the line you will kind of like need me. Find that the skills I've accumulated in a certain industry, find that my growth in certain sector has kind of escalated, and then I'm the person needed for that field. A person needed for that position or whatever. But if we do not have a healthy relationship, we've kind of like burned all the bridges. There's no way that will come to me unless we kind of like reconcile. But to avoid the stage of reconciliation, building new trust, you find that sometimes it's even hard to build new trust. Let us maintain healthy relationships. Firstly, it is important to have them, develop them, maintain them, and benefit from them. Benefits will always have to come last. So by maintaining means that the other party benefits and then you benefit last. So it's like a win-win situation. You give, you receive, you give, you receive, and it's all like that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this content, and may you keep safe. We are still on lockdown. Please guys, keep your minds active and keep on pushing.